welcome in. Thank you all so very much for being here. I surely do appreciate it. Shout outs to the Shady Sale and RPG Inn. You can get yourself 10% off of a wonderful custom DM Studios case at ko-fi.com/theshadysale using code RPGINN at checkout. Thank you to RPG Inn and Shady Sale. I will be providing that link in the dupe. What's up, folks? How we doing?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
We are doing
Howdy.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
I am hype AF.
I am as well. It's so nice to see y'all. I'm very, very excited. We are finally getting to the mission tonight. Is that fun?
The what now?
What?
Yeah, but before we do that, let's get a quick recap going. What you can remember of the mission. If you guys want to throw some stuff in there about the first 3 episodes, you can feel free to do so.
Oh man. So
Dylan died. Alakazam died. I'm still living.
somehow we
There's a
encountered the
cool
life
shark.
Cool shark?
Cool shark.
Cool shark.
And there's a doctor, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like, you all make it really hard to be a doctor, but I am
Like
a
Doc Holliday.
Doctor Spacecox. Yeah, no.
I'm sorry, what?
Don't tell me
Just
you
go
don't know who Dr. Cox is.
Well, I'm just that
Scrub.
one. That
It's
one
Scrubs. It's Scrubs. Scrubs reference.
Oh,
Anyway.
there's a hospital nearby called Cox, and that they suck just as much as you think they do.
Oh my god.
Thank you for the reset.
I do know that our original mission's purpose, we were originally gathered to go planet-side to handle a world that was struggling with, as I recall, a potential heretical. Yeah, it was some sort of potential heretical movements on the surface, and they basically were like, "Yeah, no, these people govern themselves through strength and prove themselves through strength. So you're Space Marines. Go down there, kick ass. Show them how to respect the Imperium." And we were like, "Cool, boss. Let's get our gear." And then Death Watch breaching pods happened. A lot of them for a while. And that's what we've been dealing with. Oh, and our first mission was against Tyranids. And we crushed the fuck out of that.
Yep.
That I remember.
Like a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Take a what do we want to say? Take a
Fate?
That's pretty high. I'll give you a fate point for the session. If you don't use it by the end of the session, it's fine.
Nice. Gonna use that.
Anybody want to add on to that?
Yeah, we had a invasion by Plague Marines into Watch Fortress Ariok. We had invasions through multiple different areas. Things led to the environmental controls section, where a giant virus bomb was planted. Our brother in arms grabbed the bomb, leaped out into space, took one for the team. Shortly thereafter, Dylan's former character died from similar toxins breaching their suit, and now their helmets adorn one of our other battle brothers, and also their names are recorded on our tabard and battle standard.
Oh yeah, very good. Take a temporary fate point. Very good. Anyone else care to tack on any information that we might have missed?
As a brief reminder, my new character is Dietrich Stern. He is an assault marine of the Bisectors, and I am filling in the role as our melee specialist from Mako Hasdrubal, my previous character.
I'll give it to you. Take it.
I'll take it.
Brett, anything?
Yeah, the Inquisitor came and individually questioned each and every one of us to see how we were like mentally preparing for the mission, and some of us are happier than others, like Mr. Shark. Mr. Shark's very happy.
I don't know that I'm happy, but sure, go ahead.
You gave like a wicked grin. You can't tell me that like that you weren't happy, which is like
He's scared when a shark does that. That's not them smiling.
Yeah.
I was just smiling at her
This is
back
the
as she
face of
left
fear.
completely disgusted.
Is that what you thought? Okay.
That's what I thought.
I mean, that's what I thought.
You thought she was disgusted by you.
Then just turns on her heel and walks out like, okay, fuck this guy. I'm like, I
Okay. Okay.
I know she
Yes.
doesn't like me very much.
Sugan's been in the process of making. He's adorned his armor with the helmets of his fallen battle brothers. I hope not too many of you guys die, because sooner or later I'm going to have way too many helmets to have hanging off of me.
You're gonna need
People are
bigger
gonna start
pauldrons.
thinking you're a Chaos Marine just because you have like a chain helmet. You're like, no, it's mementos. They're brothers.
No, I'm just a giant wind chime.
Death Watch.
That's creepy. The helmets like bang together, and you can hear like this fucking screams of the fallen brothers. Like, oh,
Oh my god. Okay,
that's
then
cool.
you actually might have a case of chaos tetanus that requires exterminatus. Like, that might be a problem.
I can't hear you over this perpetual screaming.
Where is that under psychic phenomena exactly?
I'll have to make one up, I guess.
That's amazing.
Jay says like a hula skirt, but clankier.
It's like the end of the last Star Wars movie, the original trilogy, where like the little Ewoks are like playing the drums on the stormtrooper helmet.
Oh
God.
yeah.
So fucked. That's the most fucked part of the whole franchise, and the fact that no one ever recognizes that makes me so sad.
I love beheading people and then banging their heads like bongos.
Very good, Red.
That's
Take
very
a,
corny.
that is very in universe. It is very corn. Take a temporary fate point.
Thanks, boss.
All right. If you will recall, the very last thing that happened on the mission after the conversation with Brother Dietrich Stern is getting ready to go. Finally, getting on the ship and going. And I think that without any more further formality, that is where we will start. Aboard. Not large, relatively speaking, insofar as how other vessels in the setting are large, but large insofar as compared to a person. Approximately 1.5 kilometers in length, the Angelus Invictus, the personal vessel of Inquisitor Adrian Quist. As you guys have been taken from a shuttle, probably out to the dry dock where the ship has just been finished refitting. There's not going to be any shakedown run. This old vessel is ready for the hunt. We see the four of you making your way into the shuttle itself properly, and then the next thing is the shuttle in backlit by the void. As you guys are en route, Inquisitor is already aboard her vessel, so you are left alone. Shuttle's interior.
I do have a quick question for you, Derek. So at the end of the last, or towards the end of the last session, Daxan bequeathed his sword to the Inquisitor for it to be blessed. Has it been returned yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So that's the case. He'd have it sort of sitting on his lap, just like resting, I figure, over in one. There's a. Is there like training cages or anything on the ship?
You don't know yet. You haven't arrived.
Oh shit. All right. Well, he's just gonna sort of be chilling there, just tapping his hands on his knee pads, sort of looking at the blade expectantly.
How are the rest of you guys dealing with the
I'm
Dietrich
gonna
is
be
probably. Go ahead, Saul.
I'm gonna be staring at a bulkhead, just patiently waiting. Maybe spend the first little bit checking over my war gear and making sure everything is, intact, in place where it needs to be. I'm not a tech marine. I'm not a tech priest, so I don't know for sure, but I at least can recognize, bang stick loaded.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, all of you have all of your war gear. It has been sanctified and blessed by the tech priests that serve aboard Watch Fortress Ariok beforehand. So, as far as any of us, myself included, are aware, unless the dice have anything to say about it, everything's working operationally perfectly.
Yeah. Then after that, I'll just settle down into a seat and sit patiently waiting.
All right. Sale, thank you very much for the re-roll for Sugan. Much love. Sugan and
Thanks.
Dietrich.
I'm gonna need this reroll right now when chaos intervenes. Why? Camera, please focus. Focus on me.
Oh.
I am. Oh, okay, there we go. Sugan is Come back to me. I'll think of something.
Dietrich is just standing. Dietrich is just standing in the same general area as the rest of the kill team. Helmet tucked under his arm and just staring like straight ahead into the bulkhead door that we're going to inevitably walk through when we actually board the ship. But there's like nothing going on like behind the eyes as far as anyone can tell. Like just straight ahead, no motion whatsoever.
I like this guy. I mean, if I could feel emotions, I'd like this guy, but sure.
Sometimes they let matches burn down.
I think you appreciate the silence that I offer.
God damn, do I?
Speaking of silence,
No, we don't do that. We don't talk during silence. You're missing the point of it.
No, I have my own rules. As a member of the 18th, I never shut the fuck up. So Sugan's like humming a hymnal, and then he like looks around everybody and notices like everybody's been dead quiet. Song? Anyone? Something? To ease the nerves.
Daxian looks up from the padding on his knee pads and just sort of stops. You know what? I actually could go for a song. Yes. Do you have any good ones? I'd be interested in hearing anything.
My brother is back on Nocturne and say that I am a good singer.
He kind of just gestures like a go ahead.
I would have been with the choir if it wasn't for my greater calling. I'm gonna make a roll.
Sugan? A castrati?
I mean, that invites a lot of questions about all of us, Soul as Marines. Just saying, the endless question.
Oh God, my
I'm trying to
brain was
No,
going
I have
to a
never had
fucking
that question.
Black box
Oh.
soul.
How high pitched are Space Marine voices?
There's a mystery box that I've just. Thanks for
Oh,
that.
no.
What would this be? Would this be its like own skill
Or
or fellowship?
Carouse.
Would that
Carouse
be-
does seem apt.
Yeah, that seems right.
Why is Carouse toughness? Is that right?
It is tough.
Why is it toughness?
Why? Yeah, why?
For drinking challenges.
Oh,
It-
that's
This was made specifically for Space Wolves.
yeah.
oh for sure.
You know
Yeah.
what? You are absolutely right. That's
Yeah.
the only reason that's there.
Yeah, Space Wolves really out there be like, I'm gonna boil some gin on my engines.
Well, I'll be.
I'll make me some wolf shine.
Oh, God.
Because
I
of course
wonder
it's
how
called
many-
Wolf
I would
Shine.
call it wolf shine.
I wonder how many Space Wolf players out there would immediately be offended and then realize, wow, that actually.
Bro, your fucking
might-
Marines literally
Space-
make alcohol so potent on their engines. They distill it on the heat of their engines and their shit.
Space
Shut up.
Space Wolves players know what they are.
Space Wolves
I
just
saw
do
them
everything
do
that Space Marines aren't supposed to do.
They call it a lute, we call it a banjo, and we all have a good
Like
laugh.
lose?
Ooh.
It's been a long time since I've seen a Space Marine player lose. Or not a Space Marine, a Space Wolves player lose.
Raka beheaded.
Carouse was actually from Dark Heresy, and yes, it was for resisting drugs and intoxicants. Okay. I don't think
Charm?
if anybody's making a carouse check, it'd be you guys for putting up
Plus
with this bad
Nomax
singing.
boy. Sorry. I mean
Charm? Charm would be fine. I get a +5 to fellowship for not having my helmet on.
Charm is good. I'll give you charm.
Cool. I'm gonna add a +5 to this. But I just need that. This is a coin flip. It's gonna be one of those sessions. You know what? I'm gonna use one of the fate points I have. I want everybody to feel good about my good singing.
Yeah.
Also, I have 5 fate points because Derek upped me a threshold last session.
Hey.
Nice.
Okay, I
Nice.
guess it just wasn't meant to be.
We do not feel good about.
Wait,
your
no, that's
singing.
that's right. Why is that reading as I rolled a 43? Yeah, that should be fine. Why is that reading as not? Yeah, that should be fine because my fellowship is 45 and I'm adding 5 to it, so I rolled a 43, so I don't know why that should.
I mean,
Huh.
are you making a trained roll or an untrained roll?
Oh, that'll do it.
You're
Oh,
making a trained roll.
No, I have
if you're trained in it, then you should be making.
No, it'd be a basic.
Okay.
So what would the penalty for basic be?
Half. You need to roll half.
Oof.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
sure
pretty
that's
rough.
Ouch. Yeah, that's if you hover over it, that's what's going on in the roll.
Yeah, I'm seeing that now. Damn, really?
Yeah.
Can I just roll a
Yeah.
straight up fellowship check?
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
yeah, you can do that and stuff.
I was gonna say
fine.
that's rough. Like I failed the first one, so I will still use the reroll. Okay. Sugan's got that like
You're not trying to charm an NPC here. You're trying to rouse your brother's spirits.
Trying to
You're not
boost
rolling
them.
against anyone. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Take those. Yeah.
So Sugan's got like this really low like bass and he's like humming and his humming almost gets lost in the low like growl of his armor. He's you ever listen to that I'm trying to remember the name of that choir that did Misty Mountains. It's like all bass.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's like
yeah.
that. He's just got that
Yeah.
really low, like it just rumbles the fucking room that he's in. It's really pleasant, but it's like, it's just like rumbles right through you, right through your armor, and you can like feel it on your chest. Very pleasant. It's in. He's probably singing a song in Low Gothic, probably like one of like the really old hymns. He probably doesn't even know the meaning of the lyrics, so don't ask him. He just knows how to sing it. So
That would certainly be in High Gothic, but that's fair.
it would be in High Gothic. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's old as shit, then yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I figured
Don't
Low
worry.
Gothic was older.
sweat it.
But...
It's low as
Oh,
in
you're good.
common.
Oh, so High Gothic
Yeah.
is like
High
Gothic is the
yeah, that's
Latin.
the Latin.
Low
Yes,
Gothic is the
that's
English.
exactly
Okay.
the-
And
that's
and
exactly
that and
right.
High
Yeah.
Gothic is all you ever catch Helicoprion speaking.
That... I don't understand
Interesting.
your words. They're funny though.
So, how do you guys respond to this pleasant song?
I think Daxan, since he was the one who asked, they were like openly was like, "Yeah, sure, hit me with it." Was like sort of like nodding along to it. Just you have a surprisingly good singing voice, brother. I didn't expect that.
Thank you. Jay Ashley said Freebird. He doesn't even sing the lyrics.
Oh, I can say
No, he's not even fucking
Oh,
singing
God.
it. He's just like singing. He's like mouthing the guitar part. Just
He put the wires out of the wall and just starts strumming.
That was good. Just making the guitar sound. I do that to Woden all the time. Okay.
My demeanor is stoic, so I don't actually think Dietrich has any change in outward appearance.
Oh,
That's fair. Thank you for the biddies, Jay.
muted, so.
I think that Helicoprion would just his eyes would slide just a little bit to Dietrich, and as we're staring at the same bulkhead patiently, just checking in, like, are you hearing this shit? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Like, I'm not alone in suffering this. No. Cool.
You just get the
When you
box plate.
narrated your eyes
Oh my
moving,
gosh.
it reminded me of that cartoon sound effect of like stone grinding across stone.
My favorite thing is you're a space shark, so your eyes are like black. So
No
you
one
go
can tell.
like a second, and then it would just be full eclipse of the heart kind of thing.
Yeah, we just
Oh,
get the little
man.
box
Oh,
kind of
no.
acknowledgement, little. Yeah, and I think the next thing that we see is probably the Achillicas lander making its way into one of the 3 launching bays for the Angelus. There's no pomp and circumstance to herald your arrival. There are some monotask servitors that are hooking up, refueling promethium to the lander itself. And as the shuttle bay opens, you can see making their way into the room at this very moment Inquisitor Adriel himself. You have a moment to gather yourself and your belongings before parking the
You would see Daxan take the sword and sort of like the little charm that he's had like wrapped around his waist, just like gently make sure it comes out of the seat properly without being torn or damaged. Then starts walking towards the doors as they open. All right, brothers, into the breach. Am I right? and sort of looks back to see how everyone else is doing.
But this is a predominantly water planet, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Believe so, yes.
I'm gonna look down at my heavy flamer at my feet. I will make this work.
Helicoprion will gently lay a hand on the flamer and look at you and say, "Brother, holy promethium burns underwater. You don't have to worry."
I forget this. You are correct. I can also channel the warp underwater.
Subtext: if I wear a helmet.
I don't
Hey,
need
hey.
to
Fine.
breathe.
He doesn't have to. We can breathe that water, man. It's fine.
Damn straight. As
I
long
can
as it's
breathe
not
the water. Fucking, I can just imagine Sugan is just like face down in a swimming pool. It's just fucking
Is he drowned? No, he's just enjoying the flavor of the water.
Honestly, that's a Helicoprion thing. It's like, I need it for everything to be silent. I'm going to go stick my head in a bucket for a while. Screw all of this. Nobody asks me questions when my head's in a bucket. Or if they do, I can't hear them.
This is the silence bucket.
The quiet bucket.
The quiet
Helicoprion
That's some
went back to
fucking
his quiet
kindergarten
bucket.
shit. That's some kindergarten shit. That's the quiet corner.
You're playing Space Marines.
Oh, I
Kindergarten
love that.
shit tracks.
That's fair. Playing oversized Ogrins is what we're playing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oops, all grins.
So who's the first to meet with the Inquisitor out?
As the tactical head, I probably will. I'm the kill team
Oh, yeah.
lead, so yeah, that's my job. Unfortunately, I have to go talk to people.
I'll be right behind you. Don't worry.
Oh,
If the social stuff gets a little too tough.
I just kill everything in front of me. It's fine.
No. We're not.
That's-
That's what I'm here to
Yeah.
prevent.
so we're your emotional support Marines. That's how this works.
Emotional support.
I just got the like
Emotional
visual
support
image
salamander.
of Chompy from Super Mario 64. He just slips his leash and then just annihilates everything.
So yeah, Helicoprion will present himself and his kill team to the Inquisitor.
As you make your way out in single file and arrange yourself in front of the Inquisitor, she is, as you saw her last time, bedecked in her blacked out robes, jacket and almost military fatigues. She has this inquisitorial rosette that has stood on her chest for the last 5 years. She clears her throat and says, "Kill Team Last Bastion, welcome aboard the Angel."
Thank you.
Dyson just kind of looks around. I didn't catch the class of this vessel, if I might ask.
She kind of raises an eyebrow at you and says, "That is because there have only ever been so few of them made. The crate class."
Sugan just nodding like I know exactly what that is.
Dyson just kind of looks around. Interesting. A relic. Truly.
No more than you are, brother.
He just kind of laughs and looks at you. That's a little close to truth, isn't it? Aren't we all?
Not really.
Oh, that just hurts. He's just gonna cross his hands.
There's
Just sort of
no
smirk.
comment from Dietrich.
I'm only 134.
Oh God, I really might be an old man.
She goes on to say, "Yes, this one has seen many hands, including my own master, before it was bequeathed. And now, I trust you'll follow me. There are quarters arranged. You'll find
Very
it
well.
very..." She says, "You will find it very modest, but as far as I've come to understand, your much care for large display. Others.
I do, but I cannot speak on behalf of my brothers.
Quietly, Helicoprion actually really likes like a hot shower and a lush robe. I mean, like he's lived in space shark life, and it was Spartan, not just by choice but kind of necessity. So like a little luxury actually is kind of nice. Not that he'd ever be caught dead talking about it, but he does enjoy a hot shower actually, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Nice.
imagining Helicoprion like sitting in like a plush chair with a cup of hot chocolate by a fireplace.
I mean,
Still
Shark
decked out in a
slippers.
Space Marine now.
Fuzzy shark slippers over the boots. That's what I want to see.
yeah, big
Like
fuzzy
little rabbit
slippers. Man.
slippers.
That's good
Yep.
imagery. I like that.
I know that at least for the Knights Numenary, they live among the populace of their world, and as a result, they are accustomed to much of the comfort of those citizens, and in fact have made a lot of the infrastructure, but they don't mind this kind of thing. This works. Monastic stuff is fine for them. So he just kind of nods quietly at the assessment.
Yeah.
If there's no further chatter, we will file in and get to quarters. Otherwise, I guess Helicoprion will ask for a sit rep, any updated information we have on what's going on, what our ETA is, what facilities are aboard the vessel, make sure that we are equipped and ready to rock.
We are to arrive 1 month from departure. We'll be exiting space within the next 2. How those dreaded traitors and heretics close the gate so quickly. This ship, fast. He like gestures around her. What they did. Kind of shudders for a moment. At any rate, as you like step into the loader, which begins ascending up into the bowels of the vessel, she continues speaking. As I've said, you'll find your quarters here quite sparse. If there is anything that you have need of, please do not speak to any of the crew. You'll find mostly servitors. Well, if you need anything, you will have a direct line to the bridge where you can most assuredly find me or my equity. The remainder of my staff is currently away on mission, otherwise you would see them. If you, and she kind of like looks towards Helicoprion, find yourself looking black region. Solace, I would ask that you remain away from the first 1/3. You will know it when you see it, as there are plenty of defense and machine-wired servitors. You are in my home. I am treating you. I will suggest
Dietrich gives her a curt nod.
Sugan's about to clap her on the shoulder and then thinks better of it. But to like, and he just like points at her, gives her a smile. Understood. Why can we not talk to the people of the ship?
because none of them can speak.
Then mute.
She nods.
Vow of silence. Noble.
Something like
I could
that.
know. I could never do such a thing.
Helicoprion slowly blinks. Like the last 150 years have been virtually a vow of silence the whole time. Like, bruh.
When does he turn off?
Jackson just quietly nods. Of course. Thank you for your hospitality.
One more thing. You might find another skulking about the shadows. No harm is to befall them. They are in my service.
You will have to give me more information than that.
What is it?
Are you familiar with the Administratum Assassino?
Honestly, Helicoprion isn't, so he will just give a blank look.
I'm
So you're
gonna
gonna
take
be like,
Oh,
Dietrich arches his eyebrows at her, but otherwise says nothing.
Daxan slowly squints a little bit, and yes, I am familiar with them.
There's a Vindicar. My retinue. No harm. His name is Zyle. Nile.
Hmm. I think you guys would see Daxan's face go from this has been a relatively pleasant experience so far to the mouth gets smaller and smaller and lips tighter and tighter. So long as they stay out of my quarters, yes, of course. He bows.
You will need to provide at least some identity for this individual.
She kind of smiles at you when you say that.
You do realize that if I do not recognize someone sneaking aboard your vessel, I will react accordingly.
I'm more telling you as a gesture of goodwill. If Nile does not wish to be seen, he won't be. You will know him when you see him, if he chooses.
I'm gonna lean over to Daxan.
What is this assassinorum?
He heavily sighs. The Imperium has many gears, many blades and swords to draw upon. One of the sharpest and eagerly wielded are the assassins. Technically, an entire adeptus, not unlike ourselves. But where we are made for battle, they are made for murder. Different clades, different purposes and temples. As I recall, Can I make a lore roll to see if I remember those fuckers?
Yeah.
Any bonus considering my chapter history with those guys?
Give me with a plus 20. Sounds fair.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. So let's see. That'd be just what would that fall under? What do you say?
There's not really Lord Ministratum, is there?
I think there
Not
absolutely
particularly.
is.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know what? Can I make my can I make Adeptus Astartes for the lore because it specifically pertains to my chapter's interactions with the Assassinorum?
I will allow that in exchange for 10. So with a plus 10.
That's fair. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I just realized I was about to drop some hard lore, and I need to make sure I actually can do it.
Lore.
So lore.
The
Brothers,
lore.
the lore.
Have mercy.
So this is intelligence. I'm actually trained, so I'm actually P good at this part. Let's roll it out, baby.
As opposed to poo good.
Yeah. I'm gonna re-roll that. That's actually a success. That's 2 degrees of success.
Nice.
Yeah,
So,
sounds good.
Thank you.
This is
Yeah. So he just pauses. Vindicares, I'm familiar with. Oh, we are at the Knights Numenary. Snipers par excellence. They make scout snipers seem untrained by comparison. Quiet, they almost all wear bodysuits with some degree of camouflage built into them, and near preternatural reflexes that might mirror our own. Were it not for the fact they are imminently mortal and designed to be expendable, they would be almost impressive.
Designed to be expendable until you have one working. Then it's how could you ever let something like that go?
It's fair, and they are very effective tools of war and politics. He's giving the Inquisitor this look of I'm not judging you for having this, but she knows. Does she know about the Knights Numenary? Has she been briefed?
I would hope so, considering you're part of her fucking entourage.
Is that something that's well known about your chapter? Is what I need to know.
I think at very least among what he's mentioned, I don't think he's been quiet about it. They are a chapter nemesis. He's quiet about specifics on his chapter to a degree, but he is allowed to share like basics and be like, it'd be weird. He's not a black shield, so he is allowed to discuss elements of his chapter. Just we know the thing he's not allowed to talk about. So he probably would have mentioned yes, he's interacted with assassins before.
Can I make an Adeptus Astartes check?
1 second before I forget what Omni said.
Okay.
If she knows anything about you, she's not letting out.
Okay. So, either way, Daxon just kind of gives her. So basically, Daxon's just giving her a look of like, I'm not judging you for having them. You're an Inquisitor. It makes perfect sense. But you have to know I have beef with these guys. Like, he's making it abundantly clear from his facial expression. This is not a pleasant interaction for him. So.
Again?
I would like to make an Adeptus Astartes check, specifically to see if I could identify a legion that is potentially similar to these guys, because Sugan is a basic thinker, so he likes comparing things to other things to help him process
Goes
stuff
in
better.
the circle hole.
Yeah. So, out of character, I'm thinking.
With Soul's facial expression there.
One, there's no fit. It's just like a star shape. It's just, it won't fit. It's fit. It just break. It's the whole thing. Out of character, I'm thinking that the most reasonable one to compare this to are the Raven Guard.
That's very fair.
I would give that to
imagine
you without a roll. You would.
Oh, okay.
From what Daxan just described to you, that sounds like Raven Guard, wearing all black. Stealth operations, really good at politics. Yeah.
Are they not just the sons of Corax? The 19th?
Unfortunately, no. I've dealt with Sons of Corax. They're a noble lot. Distinct
They
in
do
their
brood.
nature.
They don't like to talk. Like, they,
It depends. It
Gestures
depends
to
how
hit
well.
Corbin and I.
the Helicoprion fellow. He doesn't like to talk.
Depends
Can we
how
not
well.
talk about this? Can we not talk about this?
You should talk more.
We can't get past it, apparently.
It depends how well you know them. Assassins aren't that way. They're solo killers. They're not. What's the phrasing? If Custodes are lions and Astartes are wolves, then assassins are vipers.
Snakes.
I hope that's a reasonable assessment, Lady Inquisitor.
All are tools. The God Emperor's will, at the end of the day. I don't care if you play nice so long as you play together, appropriate. But, all things considering, you should not come into contact with him. He will have his own mission. Attend.
Thank you. He would nod quietly, and that'd be the end of his commentary.
Helicoprion is probably quietly very disturbed about this. We've been sharking around in the Outer Dark for a long time, and the Imperium has really fallen on some hard times. It's like you're defaulting to assassins. Man, this is disappointing. Like this person is even in the same ship and being equated at all as a relevant issue. Like Helicoprion's just like, you guys really fucked this up while we were gone, didn't you?
That's like insulting almost.
It absolutely is. Like anyone, I don't know how tight Helicoprion keeps a lid on it. At this point, you guys haven't been in enough missions to really say that you could feel that, but you probably pick up a little hostility, like even just on the edges. remember, Helicoprion is personable for one of the Carcharodons. He's expressive. He's friendly for a Carcharodon. So you might pick up a little bit of that hostility.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think that the Inquisitor certainly does, because she is a psyker, and she would be able to read that off of your surface thoughts.
Godspeed with that.
She would try her best not to show the sympathetic discomfort that she's feeling, and through kind of a facade, she says, "Feel how you want about Assassinorum. It was the Sigillite that first raised. And if the God Emperor himself trusted the... well, then who are we to question?"
I never questioned their purpose. I merely... Never mind. I will work with your assassin, as needed. And as I mentioned, I'm willing to inhabit the same ship. But should he step foot into my chambers, we will have measured words on the topic. Not you and I. You and our assassin.
I'd like to talk to him.
Good luck with that, brother. He's gonna just sort of like look to the side and do like the closest thing to a pout that you've seen him do.
I really feel like Derek is trying to push all my buttons with this God Emperor bullshit too. Hey, we've got assassins. They're great. Excuse me? Oh yeah, the God Emperor's buddy fucking assigned them. I'm like, you
What?
you just I mean,
Yeah.
Sugi just sees it. I mean,
fucking
okay,
heresy.
if this is the one guy on the ship that isn't a mute, it's like the only person he can talk to. So Sugan sees it as an opportunity.
He is gonna be disappointed.
What do you do for fun? Kill. Anything else? Plot killing.
I'll say that at this point, the loader arrives where it's meant to, and down a corridor you are led to a very bare and Spartan bulkhead. The Inquisitor places her hand upon the slate. It reads it, granting access, and as the bulkhead peels away, you can see a room about the length of the corridor that you just walked down, which is to say not huge. There is room for 12 bunks to be pulled down off of the walls. They are, when I say bunks, they're metal slabs that just kind of fold downward, roughly the size and shape of your average Space Marine, which lets you know that there have absolutely been other kill teams that have served aboard this and have been hanging their helmets here in transit. As she steps away for you all to be able to walk in, she says, "Your gene codes have already been placed within the databanks of the Angelus Invictus. This room will open for me, and you four alone."
When will we be expecting the 5th member of our kill team?
As I've said before, Brother Helicoprion, pending situation planetside, they may not even...
We've got it. What a good crew we work good together. I don't even think we need the 5th. A 5th would be appreciated. Somebody that perhaps talks more.
What, Sugan, am I not enough for you?
You are good. Good start.
This gives you kind of a it gives you like a chuckle.
The servitor in the wall is wired with a directory. If you need to go anywhere, it can tell you how to get there. If there's nothing else, I have much to attend to as I wish to make some exit.
Just nods.
Yeah, Helicoprion doesn't have anything.
And with that, she closes the door behind you, and leave.
I'm gonna find a nice, uncomfortable pallet to sit on and stare at a bulkhead.
I love your pastimes.
I think with Helicoprion making his way to a nice uncomfortable slab, we'll take our first break. Welcome back, folks. We were talking about enchiladas.
Ay.
I hope y'all are having a fantastic evening. So, if there's anything that you wanted to discuss with your battle brothers, we can do that now. Otherwise, we'll move on.
I think the only thing Dietrich would bring up is he would go to that servitor on the wall and figure out if there's like a sparring deck that he could use.
Sparring deck.
Yes. It is directly across.
Okay, cool. As soon as he knows that, he just puts Helmet off to the side, goes there.
That's what Sugan's gonna do. You talk with weapons, not with mouth.
I'll probably wander that way as well. As soon as I see anyone moving, or if I hear anyone moving, yeah, I want to watch what the new kid does.
That's fair.
What's this
I think
new
Dax,
guy up to?
I think Dax would walk up to, like,
FNG.
would walk up to his chamber, like, just sort of look in, just give it a quick quiz, like this seems acceptable. Then he sees everyone else walking, just sort of like, oh, towards, and he's just gonna follow after them. Like, I smell a sword fight. Now that intrigues me. And he's just gonna follow after you guys.
You wish to spar, brother?
Oh, always, battle brother. Always. Oh, and he's gonna reach back in and just wait. They have a practice sword there. He's just gonna use one of their practice swords. He's not. He's gonna, as he walks, I'm not going to use this. However, I love my blade, but it's not meant for brother plate. It's
Oh, let it not. He's gonna like unsheath his power sword. Like, I'm not using
Oh,
this.
jeez.
Oh, I like you, Sugan. He's gonna give you like a clap on the shoulder as he walks towards the arming chamber with you guys.
I like me too.
Yeah, so you find a kind of sparse, not as large or anywhere near as, I don't want to use the word ornate, maybe elaborate's the better word, of a training compound on the inside of this. It is literally, they are making do with the space that they have. They know that they're going to have Space Marines in transit and kill teams. They're going to have to kill time. Space Marines need time to practice their drills as part of their God Emperor themselves. So they have to have this. That is basically what this is. There's a couple of servitors that are mounted into the walls. There are some practice blades. There is an open space on the floor for bouts. That's all there is.
Who wishes to fight me? Dietrich, brother, I need to break you in.
I am going to
He-
break you.
Like, he just gives you a sidelong glance. Very well.
Ah,
He goes over to
excellent.
the wall. He goes over to the wall and picks up a practice sword.
What are these practice swords made out of? There's no way they're made out of wood.
No, wood is far too precious of a commodity. They'd be made out of something like probably plasteel. Like lightweight, very...
Oh yeah.
Wood being a luxury item is such a dystopian idea.
I mean, how many of you guys' desks have like faux wood on them?
That's
Yeah.
true. That was my comment stands.
I mean, think about it this way:
Ouch.
how many Imperial worlds have
Yeah,
you
I
seen
got
that
wood
have
panels,
anything
though.
like green on them?
I'm green. Get fucked.
It's green!
But yeah, like I'll square up against Sugan for some practice.
Oh yeah.
The foretold love you. Yeah, why don't you guys go ahead and roll initiative? It's a perfect time for intellects. Dinner and a show.
the medieval royalty need to be entertained while you're eating. All right, let's see here. Where the hell is initiative on these sheets again?
It's just a D10 plus your agility modifier.
Yeah, I'll just roll that. Save the
I
Save the
don't
cadet.
know where it is, so I just made macro.
perspective. Oh no. I forgot you have a +6.
Oh no, I'm. Listen, I could do like a couple of different things as Mago. No, I'm very good at one thing as Dietrich.
Before we begin, brother, psychic powers or no? Your call. I will not be offended either way.
I didn't come to practice psychic powers.
Understood. I see
Um,
why they call you Stern now.
I'm just gonna use, for
That's
rules
in
purposes,
Washington.
I'm just gonna use
Sorry.
my Astartes combat knife as practice sword and just assume that it's like, yeah, when I smack him, it's like, yeah, this is what the damage would be, but I'm just smacking him with a plasteel sword.
Yeah, in that regard, I'm gonna use my heavy flamer. No, just fucking around.
I'm assuming you guys
Damn.
like took off all your armor and everything. You're in like your regular Astartes clothing. Otherwise,
Yeah, we vibing.
using plasteel swords on plate is not gonna.
We're just gonna.
We might as well try to stab each other with sporks for all the good that's
It's like those Nerf bats, but if you like swung them just hard enough, they actually hurt. You remember those?
Yeah.
fucking things?
Oh god.
Oh,
So
man.
I guess that with surprising speed, Dietrich will swing first, and just so you guys are aware, I have the Blade Master talent, so I get to reroll 1 melee attack every round.
That's nuts. That's like actually nuts.
That is barely a success, but it is a success.
By a hair. Can I attempt to parry this?
Yeah, you have your reaction.
All right, fair enough. Let's see. Parry would just be. Do we get +10 to parry since these are like so? Oh wait, no, we're using combat knives, right? So we don't get the parry bonus.
Yeah, it would just be
Combat
a
knives, quote, unquote.
It would just be
a
a
weapon
regular
skill
roll.
test.
Regular melee weapons. Yeah.
Yeah, no bonus
Weapons.
or anything.
Okay. Skadoosh. Nah, that's not happening.
Cool.
What's your toughness? Your unnatural toughness?
That would be 10. So I'd take 16.
That is the only thing that's keeping you from getting completely floored in the first round of combat.
Oof.
Give us a picture there. How does this first onslaught look?
Dietrich, so just so we're aware, Dietrich has a mechanical right arm. He is one-handing the practice sword with his left arm, and that's relevant because this doesn't affect combat or anything. But with my mechanical right arm, I have an effective strength score of 77.
That explains the damage.
No, like I looked up the strengths table. I break that table. You can't find how much I lift based on that. It's kind of nuts.
You can get there.
I'm-
They're ways to
I'm
extend
almost
that
as
table.
strong as Bucephalix's auger breacher thing.
Oh,
Rip.
So I just step forward very rapidly, and where you would normally parry just with unnatural speed, I slam the practice sword into like the side of your ribs, like right underneath the fused rib cage of your upper torso.
Oof.
And like as I like smack into you, like I just stop. I slow down. I take a step back and I go like, okay, you doing all right there, bud? He doesn't say anything, but it's like he just kind of like waits there for a second, like, did I hit you too hard?
Sugan's tough, but he's also pretty good at like hiding pain. But that hurt. Like that clearly hurt. Like that though. I'm gonna swing my knife now. Like, I'm gonna fucking die. Alright.
Yeah.
let's see.
Yes, what's up, buddy?
No mod. Oh lord. Alright. Well,
Yeah,
since
same.
I'm rolling nothing but 70s this session, I'll use a fate point. I got plenty. Unless Natalie comes along and we get like corn demons to fight us. Hey, there we go.
You shut the hell up. Don't tempt that woman.
I'll attempt to parry.
I live in fear of what Natalie is capable of.
Right?
Thank you.
That is a
Driving
fail.
the DM
It
with
hits.
Torta.
Damn!
What's your unnatural toughness look like?
My unnatural toughness is 8.
Okay, so you're taking 12?
That's smart.
Oh, you can
So-
hit back just as hard. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Sugan's failed parry sort of turns into a riposte where he like uses the energy and like slides off of your blade and brings it around and connects right here,
Yeah.
like between the neck and the shoulder, just like chopped. I may not be the strongest, but I can take a hit.
For the first time you've seen him, there's kind of like a smirk on his face, like, okay, I see you now. I'll smack back.
Good to him.
Good.
Wait a second.
I think it's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna have to spend some fate to like resist some damage here. Oh, you rolled an 8 naturally. Ugh.
Yeah,
Check the damage on that.
I hit pretty hard. It's nasty. I'm going to do a, let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to attack again regularly. Okay. I'm not going to belabor the points.
Understandable. Oh, I'll attempt to
Oh.
parry. No promises it'll work. Aye, yeah. Well,
Womp womp.
womp womp. Womp womp indeed. Oof.
Yeah, as you like bring it down onto my shoulder, I reach up with the mechanical arm and just slide the blade across, and then with the tip of the practice sword, just once right, basically kind of like right into your gut, right into your solar plexus, and just to like push you back and give some space.
Okay. Yeah, Sugan's gonna back off because taking that hit would put him to 0.
Zero's fine. You can fight past 0. It's got time.
Oh yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Okay. Well, we'll die before the mission starts.
You would need your suit for that.
Not really. No.
The combat stems isn't one that lets you do that.
No. You can fight on with critical wounds. It just sucks a whole shit ton of ass.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was the combat stems.
Nah. I mean, your crit wounds do have really bad effects, but your suit allows you to ignore them temporarily.
Right? Yeah.
So I'm at 6 critical damage in that regard.
It's
Yo.
practice weapon. You're not really taking like it's what's the word? Superficial damage.
Yeah, it's like bruises. It's
Yeah.
not like real damage.
Like literally, we finish up, walk it off, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep. If that does take you to 0, though, then I'll say that when Dietrich slams you in the solar plexus, it knocks you on your ass. Pump, pump,
Oh,
with
yeah.
a heavy thud. The large ass salamander slams onto the ground. And yeah, sounding silence. Better help him up.
Yeah.
As you're
Like,
walking
offer a
up,
hand.
as you're walking over to Sugan, he just starts laughing, like, he's like clasp your arm and pull himself up. How tall are you? Like, how big are you compared to Sugan? I'm just curious.
I don't know how big Sugan is, but I know that I'm like a couple inches shorter than Daxan.
Like you two are actually probably about eye level.
Yeah, we're probably about,
Nice.
because,
Yeah.
We're in the same range.
yeah, salamanders are big.
Alas, the short king has sailed off.
Rip.
Rest in peace. He lives
Uh,
on my pauldron.
I will consult Brother Stern and ask, are you as good with Bolter, brother?
turns towards you. No.
I like just the straight
That
answer.
is excellent to know.
Modesty.
You
Out of
put a
game,
lo-
I have what is it? I have an exceptionally crafted Astardi regular bolter. So
Sick.
my weapon skill is 42, but that basically puts it up to 47, and I do have Hunter of Aliens. So any kind of Xenos that I go up against, that's another +10. So I'm a decent shot with this
What's your
gun specifically
ballistic
against
skill?
aliens. 42 natively.
Okay. I thought you said weapon skill. I'm like,
No. Like if I'm shooting at an alien with that gun, it's effectively 57, but my actual score is
57?
42. Yeah, because I get a
Plus
+10
15?
from Hunter of Aliens and another +5 from
Oh.
it being crafted well.
not bad.
I put everything into like taking a very small amount of gear and then just making it as good as possible.
I'm a
Feels
very
fair.
big fan of all the eggs and kind of gun. So I get it.
Pretty
me
much,
too.
that's what I did.
I mean, I'm not rocking some weak shit either, so we had enough fucking requisition, and we're still
like-
sitting on more.
I put everything I had into my master crafted power sword. That thing cost almost half of the requisition points that I
Yeah,
had.
right.
Worth though.
Oh, totally worth it. This thing's vicious.
Looks fucking sick. Omni did such a good.
What's
Oh, it's
your
amazing.
what's your offhand?
What's my what?
You've got 2 melee weapons, right? What are you offhanding?
I have a master crafted power sword and I have a exceptionally crafted chain sword.
Nice.
Nice.
What's your favorite limb?
He's right-handed.
Ish.
Yeah,
Yeah, relatively speaking, yeah.
That's the
Damn,
mechanical
that's
arm. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Oh no, I'm half Terminator in my good half.
He favors
Yeah.
the right hand for.
All right.
So, yeah.
But like, otherwise, yeah, I just stood there. Otherwise, like, unless somebody else wants to duel me, I don't know if we
Oh.
want to go through it or if we just want to like hand wave it as time spent. I basically either spend the entire time of our trip practicing in the army chamber, dueling anyone that wants to duel me, or just going through duels by myself.
I think Omni wants to duel you, and I could not deny him such a thing.
Oh
Oh.
yeah,
Sure, like,
It's
Yeah,
time.
thank you.
Just made a Yu-Gi-Oh
Duel.
reference. What is wrong
yeah.
with me? I'm losing my. I'm losing my.
Have you been kidnapped? Blink twice if yes.
Finally, the programming's working. It's settling in.
God damn it! I hate you.
So we've been like relentlessly bombing you with that every stream you run.
I really don't
But
like
yeah, no.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
While the fight's been going on, Dax has been watching over by the arming servitor, and he punched a couple of things into it, and a couple minutes later, it sort of spits out this new. It's another practice sword, but the shape is a little weird. It's not like a normal it's not a normal broadsword blade or even like the curved cutlasses used by a lot of different people. This one is like an eye blade where the tip has the hooks like his normal powers. And he takes it and sort of swings it back and forth as he approaches. Brother Dietrich, if you'd be so kind. One swordsman to another. I'm interested in seeing what I'm capable of against you. You'd be willing to entertain an old man.
how old is Daxon?
He
Like
hasn't
above
said.
table? Oh, fair
Above
enough.
table? Yeah, no, above table you guys would not know that shit.
Fair enough.
But he has been with the Death Watch, I think longer than everyone else by a significant margin, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Bucephalix is the only one else, and unfortunately, no.
Rib Dizzy.
Goodbye, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. So he'll nod and he'll square up against you.
All right. And he's going to just sort of swing the sword a little bit and put himself into something of a defensive stance. Let's see what you have. And I guess it's initiative then.
Yeah.
Sugan's gonna like nudge Helicopion. I feel like somebody's ego is going to get hurt.
We both rolled a 10, but you rolled a natural 10, so you would. Well, actually, you didn't add your modifier, so you
I
would beat
didn't
me
have the
anyways.
modifier, which is +4, so I rolled a 14.
Yeah, so you would beat me.
Okay. So Daxan is going to, for this, I'm going to just very quickly pop in. I remember there's one particular action. It's finding the damn thing in this mess of a book.
Is it all out attack?
All out attack?
No, actually, it is not
Oh,
all out
feint.
attack. Looking for the yes.
Thank God.
I'm looking for the exact opposite of that. Actually, here we go. It's after,
237 is the action description page in the PDF.
Thank you. My God, I was looking for that everywhere. There it is.
What's
Yes.
the opposite of an all-out attack? Just not running
Defense
away?
stance, actually, is what he's
Oh,
going to
okay,
take.
fair enough.
So as he has the moment, he's just going to take his feet and sort of shuffle them a little bit apart. Daxan's like normal garb is he usually wears like the black carapace undersuit, but he has like this nice like cerulean tabard over it and a pair of like beige pants, almost like scrubs pulled over that. But he tends to walk barefoot otherwise, and so he sort of shifts them wide, brings the blade out in this long sort of like this long parrying stance. I give it to you, brother. First strike. Use it well. So you are at for defense.
I'm at a
or
minus
stand-
20.
Yep, minus 20, and I gain an additional reaction.
Yep. I will do a I will actually do a guarded attack. So I'm going to suffer another minus 10.
Nice.
But I'll gain a plus 10 to parry or dodge.
Okay.
So
Nice.
let me get that penalty on.
Okay.
Still managed to hit.
In the bonk.
Nice.
Okay. Okay,
That's pretty
buddy.
great. I'm going to use I'm actually going to
Sure.
use a parry for this. So let's see for this. All right, we're going to make that. It's just a base attack. So I wish it would load. There we go. Just roll.
No.
Oh,
6.2
shit.
Jeez.
A mighty parry.
So as you come at him with the attack, Daxan he doesn't really move too far. Just angles the sword a tad out of the way, and as the blade comes up, he takes it, turns, and pushes it, and then drags the blade and pushes it aside. He's not even like fully swinging it. He has his hand on the edge of the blade as he sort of redirects it laterally. I also have a second reaction because I took the guarded stance. Is there a way for me to bap him back? I can't remember what it's called because there's you can attack with a attack. Riposte, yeah. So let me just make sure I got the rules for it here. There's a word for it they have in the system. I just can't remember what it is. It's like the it's the reaction one. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a specific one. I think it's just like a standard attack, right? Because it's a half action.
Yeah, it's a standard attack.
Okay, so he'll use a standard attack to hit back. So this is going to be this. Just plus 10. 3.8 degrees of success.
I will parry. And I have a plus 10 to this.
You got it.
Now this is pod racing.
Oh,
Nice.
they're a fucking flurry of steel right now, just all over each other.
As Daxon just sort of like watches him parry the counterattack, and you can see like for a second out of it, like as the eyes cross, he was sort of just like looking down at you with kind of like an interesting kind of look, as it with a raised eyebrow.
Is that anime moment? Just like
Exactly.
I see.
He's going to. He's going to go with an aim action, and the an aim half action, and then a standard attack. So that's
Plus 20.
Plus 20 as the counter. So 20.
Y'all are going nuts.
7.3 degrees of success.
Ooh,
Jeez.
shit.
And you can see that Daxan, he's not much stronger than your standard Astartes, but his blade work is holy shit. He's actually got a 61 base for his weapon skill.
Wow.
So,
Jeez.
yeah. He's basically a Space Marine captain's worth of training, because you can basically work out normal weapon skill, but you're moving the one space. He's a Space Marine captain in terms of weapon skill. Were you gonna parry or?
Oh
was
yes,
this-
I apologize.
No, no,
Do I
it's-
still get the +10 from that, or no? I think I do,
As far as I know.
because I haven't taken another action yet. So
Oh. Whoa! Holy fuck! You guys are going goblin mode on each other. This is crazy.
That's nuts.
we are. Damn. I think so. Yeah, like you parry the attack out of the way, and then you bring it down on me. On like this would be a like under normal circumstances, this would be a like this. Yeah, this would absolutely knock me on my ass. But very quickly, I two-hands my weapon and just slap it out of the way, and I use that to step closer towards you.
Okay.
Whose turn is it?
It's now my turn.
Oh, yes.
That was his turn.
That was like a Magic the Gathering moment of just like
Yeah.
all this shit's happening.
So it's
whose
like
fucking turn is
he-
it?
Where are we at on the stack? What the fuck's going
So
on?
like he went first, but then he passed, so he could go to me, so he could get the defensive stance. I attacked, then he parried and attacked me, and then I parried him, and then he used his turn to attack me, and then I parried that. So now now it's my turn.
Could you
Damn.
let that man know that I wasn't listening?
Yeah, I'll follow up with an aimed attack as well.
Okay.
Let's see.
Half action day.
No, half action aim is only a +10. Full action is a +20.
No, I know. Your standard attack is a +10.
Yeah.
So when you add them together,
Seems
you-
good.
have you not been adding
Nope.
+10? Hold on.
I was not adding a +10.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I mean,
just
I would have
all
hit.
back.
Listen, I would. Nothing would have changed because, I would have still hit, but he would have still parried.
That's true.
So this would be a +20 to hit total then.
Because you're going for the half action aim, then you're going for a standard attack.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
So
And,
that would be a hit. That's 2 degrees of success.
I will attempt to parry. So let me just roll this out. I realize I haven't even been doing the parry skill, let's just do that. So we got the parry. That is a
Barely
degree.
pull off that
It's not a.
parry.
Jesus.
Yeah. And he just sort of sees. Describe the attack for me if you'd be so kind.
I basically, as I step forward from you from my previous parry, I'm about to I wheel the sword around, so that I'm about to slam into your side, kind of like I did with Sugan in our first kind of encounter, and I guess you're able to wheel your sword around quickly enough and just smack mine out of the way.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's whenever he parries, what he's doing is he's basically just taking the blade, meeting yours, and then just laterally just gently pushing it out of the side. Like where you're battering my attacks out of the way, he's literally just guiding
Yeah.
them out of the way. Very much a leaf in a river kind of thing.
There's, I guess we're highlighting for Helicoprion and Sugan, you're basically seeing that where Daxan is a very skilled fighter, Dietrich is able to match him blow for blow, but only through sheer ferocity.
Love it.
It's
It's a Star Wars.
yeah. It's the I was being much less cultured reference. It's that Megamind bit where he's like, "Now you," and he's like, I don't know how to respond to that."
What's with your references? You fucking reference Mortal Engines and Megamind.
Hey,
And I'm
I watched
referencing
Megamind
this,
recently. That movie slaps still.
It
It's very
does.
good,
Fucking watch that movie.
kind of an iffy message, but yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's a DreamWorks film. All the messages are.
That's very.
That's my turn. It's up back to you.
Interesting.
You've been wanting to do this for a while, haven't you, on me?
Oh, absolutely. It's so nice to attack someone who's not just I ignore everything. This is an actual fight.
Fed said, "Does anybody have split second on their card?" Yeah.
I think, having seen this, I'm just going to make sure I got this right. So let's see. Oh, for God's sake, right? They have it on a separate page for this. Okay. Interesting. So, let's see. Okay, cool. He's going to make a standard attack with an aim again.
Cool.
We're just gonna go for the swing, baby. And
Those are terrifying.
6.4 degrees of success.
Woo!
I will parry.
Benny the platypus.
You can't criticize somebody else's references of you.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for
Damn.
it.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna use Blade Master on that
Ooh,
because I haven't used it this round.
Nice, nice.
My man's got
I get
Blade
to
Master, though.
re-roll. That's basically it.
Oh no!
You still hit. I'll take the hit.
Okay,
Damn.
cool.
For once, one of us gets to roll damage.
You're not gonna spend a fate point?
You're right. So
No.
it's just a,
Okay.
No, I'll
it's
take it.
just- Okay, it's just a standard combat knife. Daxan is or I should say, it has the stats of a standard Astartes combat knife. So we're looking at where the fuck is it? It's got like a million of these things here, but they don't have the actual.
I've been using mine.
standard
It's a
combat
D10
knife?
plus 2 plus your strength modifier.
I see it. Yeah, it's under traditional
Yeah.
weapons. Gotcha. Okay, I see. Yep. Okay, so D10
And it
plus
has
2.
penetration 2, but we're not wearing armor.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, no, and I'm not. Yeah. So that's 6 degrees of success.
No,
as-
That's
that would
6
be.
damage.
What's your strength?
Plus your strength mod.
so
what's
6
your
damage. 6
strength
damage. 6 damage. Yeah.
Unnatural strength.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, plus a natural
So that
strength
would be
is
14
8.
points.
So
Cool.
Shrug.
Cool.
So, as part of this action, now this is the fun part. So Daxan, as he hits you with the blade, at first it looks like he's going in to sort of cut you, and it's like a chest kind of thing, like it's sort of a little bit under the armpit. And as he does it, he sort of grabs you, and let me just make sure I've got this right. Okay, let's see, successful. Okay, so after he's made the attack, I'm gonna make a weapon skill test to grapple you.
Oh, I
Using
see what you're
the Numenarian sword. So
That's why it has a hook. I see what you're doing.
Exactly. That's hold on. Why the fuck did I just roll that flat? Give me a second. This is the actual roll.
I'm
Why the
playing
fuck did
hooky.
it do that? So this is just a standard attack action, no aims. So plus 10, you can parry if you'd like.
I can parry or
-1
I
degrees
can't.
success. I'm gonna use a fate point. You can.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the fate point for that. Reroll that. So that's gonna be plus 10 because it's a standard. 0.5 degrees of success. Can you beat me? 0.5. Pretty sure you can.
Watch me, motherfucker.
Nice. Yeah. So so it is an unsuccessful grapple. The damage is still dealt, but sort of you can
I
feel
think-
the blade like hitting you, and he pulls it closer, and you can feel like the tang of it approaching you.
I
And
think that Dietrich realizes that you're trying to grapple him as I realized that you were trying to grapple me.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I go like, oh, that's why you use an eye sword, and I just like fall out of the grapple. Basically, I literally like drop to my knees.
Yeah. And Daxon just watches the blade come back, and you just see him like actually just full on smile. Like not like taunting, not like crazed, just like a nice kind of like face for a second. And he's gonna hold back there and resume your attack action now, buddy.
So like as like I like fall, like I literally like drop to one knee, like as you pull out. So like I literally just like fall out of like where you were trying to like pull me around, and from that position, I'm going to do an all-out attack.
Oh shit.
Oh,
This means that I get a plus 20 and on top of my plus 10, but
Cannot
I
be
can't
dodged
take
or
a
parried.
dodge.
No, it's you can't dodge
You
or
can't
parry.
dodge or
It's
parry.
not-
That's 6 degrees of success.
I'm
What
gonna
you
try to
got?
dodge or parry.
man, parrying and shit.
Well, I mean that's a pretty hefty roll, though. Let's see. I do succeed. 5.6 degrees success. So he sees the blade coming, and he just steps out of the way. Like he doesn't even bring the blade up. He just sees it
I
coming, just like
basically go for your
watches
neck.
it come by.
I like
Yeah.
stand up and using the momentum of me standing, like literally like leaping into the air. I gain some air on this. I would have hit you like straight like under the jaw.
Whew. And he just turns laterally and angles his body slightly, and the blade just like a couple inches away from him until it hits the ground with a thud, and just looks at you. And he, as opposed to going for his next attack, stands back, plants the blade so that the flat of the eye blade is facing down. That was very edifying. Dietrich, you're an excellent swordsman. And he extends a hand to you.
And you. He extends his hand.
Shakes his hand. Next time there's a tournament of blades, inform your chapter master you've been invited by an attendee. I'd like to see a bisector there.
Sugan's gonna nudge Helicobra.
I bet I can take the old man.
Good luck.
Old man! Walk forward. I'm ready again.
Oh god, oh god, oh god! Yeah, no.
If y'all want to just hand wave it, you can just make opposed weapon. Otherwise, you can roll the whole thing out if you want.
You know what? I'm fine with opposed weapon skill. Let's see what you got, buddy.
Eat it.
Oh god.
Read him and wait.
Let's see. Just normal weapon skill. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I can imagine, like, do you, like, come at me just, like, running full tilt?
Okay, with the success, I at least get one good solid blow in on you.
Oh,
so-
yeah. I would say so. Like, you definitely land a good resounding thud on him, and Daxan just
I'm
sort
rolling
of-
damage.
Okay, okay.
He
that's
wants
fair.
to see you.
Oh yeah, no, that'll hurt a lot. That's -8, so that's 9 points of damage. Damn. I guess I'll roll the damage back. What would that be compared? 5 times? So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy.
I'll be fine. I'll just
Okay,
walk it
that's
off.
8, 3, 11, 4, 7.
It's actually not that bad.
Well, you have
No,
to
it's
add
really
as a
not.
natural strength.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
so every one of those is +8.
11. Yeah, I just got my ass
11,
beat.
19, 12, and 15.
It's like two kids fighting with sticks, and the one kid like gives up, and the other kid just still hitting him over the head, even though he's on the ground.
I like the idea that what actually happens isn't that he's not wailing on you. Again, he's a finesse swordsman. So like you come at him, you land one solid hit on him, and then just sort of looks up, grins, moves his shoulder into like grabs your sword, and then just leverage just throws you out of the ring and goes, "That was a great hit. But you sacrificed your footing for a killing stroke."
The first hit is usually the one that matters. First blood, Ash.
Fair. Oh, I'm going to go ice that. And he's going to pull himself out of the ring and step down.
I might have hurt his hip a little bit.
Helicoprion, what are you doing while they are dueling themselves?
He's gonna
Watching-
duel bolters.
Watching and taking notes.
Relax and take notes.
These are the battle brothers I'm going to fight beside, so I need to know who's got what strengths, how they fight, how they come into a situation, and also like what happens when they're pressed and backed into a corner. So I'm just watching from the sidelines, happy as can be, as far as my chapter goes, at least.
You're a little discontent because there isn't a bulkhead to stare at, but you'll take what you can get.
There's plenty of bulkheads around.
We're
That's
surrounded
fair.
by bulkheads.
Yeah. We're standing
got
on
me there.
bulkhead. There's plenty.
But no, yeah, just really observing, watching what people do, noticing that Dietrich's got the frosty, absolute fucking beast mode skills, goes hard. I know that Daxan's got the defensive fight, so if I need to plant anyone to hold a position, I can drop Daxan there. I know that our buddy Sugan isn't really about the melee combat, but they have skills outside of that are very, very useful. Psychic abilities, toughness, gregariousness. And Dietrich with the Assault Marine Gusto, jetpack and all, we're going to be able to deploy them across the battlefield to take out key targets. They probably won't come back from it, but that's fine.
And on top of all that, I'm still an apothecary, baby. I still patch y'all up.
And I'm kind of like a half decent, like, okay, if we need to be at range, like I have a good enough gun to be like secondary
yeah.
to that.
Sure.
So
keep
like
telling
I
yourself
can
that.
I can fulfill like I can kind of fulfill another role. So I'm in that kind of area.
Now we're gonna just cram you face first into combat.
No, that's the thing. Like, if there's a horde, charge me into it. I'm gonna be good.
Same.
I'm okay with horde.
Also, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there were 2 assault marine traits that you can take. One's good in solo mode and one's good in squad mode. But our abilities work remarkably well in squad mode, so I chose the squad mode one, and that one's good for dealing with hordes. So
Gotcha.
Oh crap!
I'm a
I
team
didn't use
player.
my soul mode the whole time.
Let none say you weren't. What's that,
Yeah.
Omni?
Oh, I forgot. The whole time I should have been re-rolling. I should have been re-rolling hits. Son of a bitch.
Oof.
Nah, it's fine. I needed to use that fate point anyway.
we
You
were
get it.
both hitting more often than not. It was kind of
We were.
True.
It wasn't that we weren't hitting. It's that none of us were allowing the hits to resolve before the parries came.
Which normally I believe you only get 1 dodge or parry in a round of combat, but it was fun
Yeah.
to see it in a duel in like high speed mode like that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yes.
like, if Dietrich is able to get his opponents on the back foot, he will drive them forward.
And all I do is I just stand there and I lightsaber my way in a hallway, and no one gets past me.
My man's using Form 2 and shit.
I don't know what that means. I know that there are
What?
like, I know that there are like different Star Wars things, but like I get nauseous.
This is
anytime
Form
someone-
2.
I
Yep.
get Red. I get nauseous when people start talking about the Star Wars extended universe.
Oh, and you're a
So-
40k fanboy, and you get knowledge
Wow.
about Star Wars.
I get you. I get you. No, it's cool. But yeah.
So, very good. Well, then I think with that we will take our final break for the evening, folks. Maybe a little bit shorter of a session, so bear with us. But we will return in. Welcome back, folks. Thank you very much for waiting. I did once again go to ko-fi.com/sale. Use code RPGINN to get yourself 10% off of a DMD dice case. It is beautiful. It absorbs sunlight and reflects that as the dark necromantic power that we all have within us if we are enough. Folks, what's happening? How are you spending the next month of... I know how Dietrich is spending the next...
Yeah.
The rest of you.
I'm in the arming chamber polishing my sword.
Yeah.
Is that a euphemism?
Yeah.
You may make of that what you will.
No, I'm going to be pretty much just doing the same thing as usual, but we're also going to be looking at tactical overlays, geographic maps, anything I can get on the planet we're going to, any intel that we've got ahead of time, population centers, current arms, current ammunition, current forces. We're supposed to be making a show of force. We're supposed to be retrieving this lost agent. So, yeah, just basically doing a shit ton of research.
So, change of, we'll say, slight change in plans insofar as show of force. With the delay that the Death Guard cost you, things on the planet side have gotten a little bit, we'll call it uneasy. Most of the major population centers. They're still being quote-unquote suppressed by local RBDs, law enforcement units, but there are throngs have long since been active in the cold trade, the trade of Exonar. And it seems even this slight it is now a little bit best to operate under the as best you can. You are Space Marines, so your capacity to that is obviously. There are many coordinated attacks. There are also many reports of shuttles, post transports, and the like up to the ships that they would be leaving on. Those have gone missing.
Yeah, that shit's gonna stop real fucking quick when we get there.
That's where Vars ended up canonically.
Damn.
Yeah, More information you might want to know. Karlak is a fortress world, is the linchpin of the Achilles Crusade, Acheros salient.
Yep. Akaros aliens, Acheros.
Which means that losing a planet like this, losing any efficiency capacity would be really, really bad. Losing a planet like this, one could estimate Obrion as you are looking over all these, taking in all this data, or superhuman mind, transhuman mind is taking it in. The very trajectory of might rest on your action.
Well, okay then.
Damn.
So I will for sure be hitting the books and doing my research.
That is what we call the complication part of the mission. I kind of just, rather than rolling the dice and seeing what normally happens, I just kind of scaled the clock forward a little. That only makes.
Yeah, we did literally get delayed by an attack on our home.
So you can rest that there's not going to be any more complications coming in.
Hey, that's great.
Sugan, Daxan, how are you guys?
Okay. Well, for starters, we have a new member of our squad. And Daxan is the resident apothecary, which means that Daxan will be, one, making sure everyone is medically up to snuff. I know we all are. We're Astartes, but it is his job to make sure we are peak performance, the most honed of blades. And he's also going to be learning as much as he can, accessing the files given him by the Death Watch about Dietrich, his gene seed, and the things he can expect and might need to treat in field. So he'll be spending a fair bit of time studying that up.
You
So
find
Dietrich,
that much of it is redacted.
that's a fucking problem. So,
You ask Dietrich about it at all?
he eventually will if it gets to the point where he's like, so let's see, gene seed flaws, basic details, genetic, black. It's all blacked out. It might as well just print it on a black piece of paper, and he's gonna eventually, he will come to talk to you about it. The only other thing he'll be doing is he'll be reviewing his suit's footage captured by his auto senses of the battle, and with the Plague Marines, and specifically, he's going to do his best to be practicing sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Mirror matching against the Plague Marines and the fighting styles he encountered, doing his best to figure out the martial styles they employ and how he can best defeat them in the future.
Okay, so before we go into the roll, with EA, Lore Astartes roll.
Okay.
Delve into how the.
Okay, gotcha. It's going to be Laura Stardy, so I'm trained. So this is going to be. I would like for you to roll that. Modifier is base. 3.2 degrees of success. Daxan's a smart lad.
The Death Guard are known for one thing, and that is for taking punishment, grinding. They are resolute mountains, hails of bullets, and they don't carry bullets. Just when closed. Most pertinent bit of information find that the pestilence itself bonded. You might be able to find some.
Okay. He will definitely spend some time sort of poring over that and thinking about it. He literally has in his kit, he has a couple of books. One of them is a Liber Medicae, and that is basically what it is expected. Another one is a black tome locked with chains when he's not opening it, and that one has the helix, has the binary helix of an apothecarian, and that's where he has what reference notes he can keep that he does not have to commit to memory but need to be protected. And then finally, the last one is actually one that he has, and on the front of it, it is plain, it is bound in simple leather, and it appears to be made by hand. It is his, and the pages are pressed leaves. And on it, the interior is literally his personal blade mastery, his path to the blade. And he's literally, like, every step of the way, he's been keeping notes about his stances, how he's fought, who he's fought. So there's a page in there now for Dietrich, as well as also now our foes, the the plague bearers, and our lovely friend of the pestilent wind, which I am certain there is a great deal of frantic scribbling in there as he's finding his way around it. It looks like the inside of the pinboard, if I'm being honest with you. So after, hell yeah, let's see, willpower. It's actually pretty low. I'm not doing okay. I'm pretty pissed about this. Yes, I will.
Couldn't succeed at what I'm doing.
-1 degree of success. It's not so bad. Let's see. I can only reroll 1 per fate point, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's fair. Here's what it is.
Your mind is assailed by some strange look over the and though your bile rising in the back of your throat, you swallow it down and focus back on what. But when you sit down to make your notes and write it out, during your frantic scribbling, you fail to notice a particular number of times that
My man's stinking it up.
and in this accumulation of knowledge, Death Guard have inadvertently opened your world. You
Don't nerdle yourself.
see the value of doctrine. Sheer force of and it's
If I could go a tad further on that, even.
Oh no.
Daxan was one of the Awoken, which are the first. They were made like mid-heresy. He's familiar with the Death Guard and what they used to be and what they should have been. So he might be applying some of that to it as well.
you think of yourself for a moment before you close your book, and you remember back to your duel and how ferocious of a sword, and how he might very well be one of the best swords ever seen, even amidst your own battle brothers. And you stood in defense to him. Pretty fucking Death Guard, man.
I think he would mildly, like, sort of, with that realization, go, he's just going to grit his teeth, and then he's going to stand up and realize, like, okay, I'm going to take that energy and channel it into time to talk to Dietrich and go on the offensive for once.
Oh, I think I need a shower.
Yeah. God, what smells? The protein paste must have been off this morning.
Talking about Leonard Skinner. That smell. There you go.
Damn, I knew it was coming back. Yeah, no. He would take that energy and channel it into time to go talk to Dietrich. I think he realizes he's spinning his wheels a little bit right at this point.
You would find me in the sparring room just going through drills as I had initially intended to do so before you dueled me before.
the whole floor is ours. This whole deck is ours, correct, Eric? There's no
It's,
other
yeah,
circle.
only a single, effectively like a hallway. Nice.
That's fair. Daxan would approach and slowly raise a hand as he does in just greeting. Dietrich, I have need of you in my chambers. Would you be willing to accompany me?
Nods, places the practice sword off to the side, and follows you.
He'd be silent until he gets to the chamber, and when he gets to the chamber, he would seal the door behind him and just make sure that to do a cursory sweep to make sure there's nothing in here that could be recording, or if there is, he'd be able to spot it. If not, I know that's a check.
Take it away.
Okay. Awareness. Where the hell is? Oh, there it is. Go. Wow. I'm gonna use my other one for that. You know what? No, I'm not gonna. I think it'd be in
Man's on a roll.
Daxon's honorable nature to assume that the Inquisitor wouldn't be so bold as to try to spy on an Astartes.
I don't think it's the Inquisitor you got to worry about.
Yeah, no. The other one we'll have deals with if that's the case. He already has grievance with that fucker. But the closed door should be enough of an invitation. So once he enough of an invitation to fuck off if anyone wants to listen. Once the door is sealed, after he does like a quick glance and then realizes he's no tech adept, he wouldn't be able to tell. He probably wouldn't be able to tell some of the circuitry from a camera if he tried. He'd slowly turn around. So, Brother Dietrich, I have a rather uncomfortable question to ask you. I must begin this with the simple understanding that I am your apothecary, and more importantly, I'm a Death Watch apothecary. I'm sworn to secrecy on behalf of all my battle brothers, both for the secrets of them and their chapter. To violate that oath, to betray what I've sworn, would invite reprisal not merely from your chapter and the Death Watch, but my own. It is a thing I hold dearly, so I do not ask what I'm about to ask lightly. He's going to reach over and grab his little the Liber Medicae, open it up to the file where he has what little on Dietrich he has, where it's all just like black, 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 all black lines. Unfortunately, Battle Brother, should you be compromised or damaged during this battle, this level of data is highly unusable. I require, at very least, unfortunately, and he closes the book, to know whose gene sire you are. I acknowledge this is an awkward question to ask any battle brother, but yours is redacted beyond reason, and it will make my task difficult in this battle if I know not where you're from.
I'm gonna shoot Derek DM quick.
Okay,
I need
shoot me.
I need to know something about
I must ask
If
you
y'all want, we
something.
can pivot over to Suit and then come back.
yeah, sure, that'll be
I'm fine
fine.
with that, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I
Just
realized
gonna
that was
shoot the
a
apothecary
can
real
of
quick.
worms. Yeah.
I must ask you something. Who's your daddy?
And what did
Who
he
is
do?
your daddy and what does he do?
Yeah, kind of.
Sugan,
Sugan's working on mastercrafting his armor. That is something that Sugan has, as he is an artificer, which is common amongst salamanders. Specifically, the type of artificer I had to take would have. I don't have the artificer talent yet. I'm just trained in craft armor because that's what I'm allowed to be trained in as a salamander. So I took that, and I'm working on mastercrafting my armor. But big but here, I can't find anywhere what mastercrafting armor would do. It just says I can do it. I'd imagine it would obviously increase the amount of armor I have, but I can't find out I've been digging around for it. I can't quite find exactly what mastercrafting a thing of armor would even do for me. Unless I'm just like blatantly not seeing something.
I would have to look it up, and I can do that. I don't know off the top of my head. I know it would take you more than a month. It would be a long, drawn out process where you need like a whole arrays worth, like a whole. If you're making like refined inscribements on the armor or something, then that's totally fine. Master crafting also like adding, changing out mechanism side for fine tune active. So for the most part, that's not something that you can do over the course of a vessel. You would a while. I would have to look up the exact rules for it, but I know you need a while, and you need like on watch.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was just okay. So armor craftsmanship. I just found it after digging. That's because I didn't put a little hyphen between master and craft.
It's so annoying.
So finely wrought and perfectly fitted, it is like donning second skin. It weighs half the normal amount and increases AP by 1. Exceptional also increases my armor by 1, but only from the first attack per round. So master crafting armor would just increase my overall armor by 1 all over. Which doesn't seem like that much for the amount of trouble I have to go through to get it. Yeah.
Artificer armor is.
Yeah, I would have to get.
It's so good.
The thing
It's
is
so
with
good.
artificer armor is it's always master crafted, so it's pointless for me to try to.
Artificer armor at the end there.
Yeah, I wish I could have yoinked it from him before he just yeeted himself out into the cosmos.
Absolute king.
Truly.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to just get my hands on some artificer armor at some point. That being said, I could make my own artificer armor, which is something I could do. I think that would be technically better than requisitioning it or mastercrafting another suit of armor. Problem is, headshots would be opened up for artificer armor. It's always mastercrafted. Helmet incorporates an MIU. Unusual features. Oh, so I guess I could technically ask you if you'd let me have the bever on the artificer armor when I make it. Yeah, I'm just sort of like looking into starting. Well, if I can't start the process for artificer armor, I don't think Sugan's going to be doing a whole lot. Maybe just sort of getting a vibe of the warp as they're getting closer.
I mean, it's the warp, so it's always in flux and turmoil, but for the most part, around Karlak, you find that it's relatively at ease. There's a lot of ships that move in and around Karlak itself. The warp itself here is not really bucking. If that makes sense.
So it's relatively calm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's reassuring. Other than that, I don't really think there's much for Sugan to do right now. I guess he'll be sparring and trying to. I know exactly what he will do. Never mind. He's gonna try to find that assassin and talk to him.
That's what I was expecting.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, what the fuck? I was talking about it earlier. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. What would you awareness? I don't know how I'm gonna not. I don't know how I'm going to spot somebody from Officio Assassinorum, but I guess I could give it a shot just for the hell of it, just for fun.
Hello, spooky guy.
Wakey, wakey, need to talk, please. I'm lonely. I'll make an awareness check. Lovely. I'll use a fave. Screw it. Boop, boop. At least a success would be good. Okay, maybe not. Well, there's that. Yeah, Sugan's just literally walking around the ship, Probably without his armor on. He's probably just wearing his robes. He doesn't particularly care. He's not afraid of this assassin by any means. Because they're just like, oh, he's not quite a Raven Guard. He's like, oh, I'm not afraid of somebody that isn't son of Corvax. Just regular human. Friendly. So, yeah, he's just wandering his stupid ass around the ship and looking around for him. Saying, assassin! Hello! I just realized how bad that would be if he's yelling the word assassin and just running around the ship.
Make an awful lot of noise.
Oh, yeah.
Cold-blooded killer. Coming behind you. As you are walking down the corridor bowels of the ship.
Sugun's gonna like slowly turn around, and how tall is this guy? Sugun's like 8 foot something.
Average human height.
So just like, you are the assassin, yes?
Slinking out from the black of the hallway, a dark-clad figure. Mask covering the arms kind of folded. That's what you want to call me.
What would you call yourself? What would you have me call you?
Niall.
Niall. Yes, yes, the Inquisitor told me your name. I have simply forgotten. It has been some time. I am Sugan.
Well, Sugan. Found me.
To talk. See, my brothers are either busy or they're not the mingling types, yes?
What I understand, I'm supposed to stay out of your brother. Something about them, but professional.
Chip on shoulder. They have, I believe they have past grievances with other people of the, of Officio Assassinorum.
We're tithed out. Officer. Themselves worthy of having a bodyguard for our orders. We aren't always the ones who make the decision.
Have you any stories, Niall? I bet you have plenty of stories.
Many things I've done about him. Sworn.
Oh, well. Your secrets are safe with me, but I understand the oath to secrecy. Many of my brothers have taken such oaths. I cannot, however. I speak freely.
A peculiar Sugan.
How so?
That you're also they are
Believe me, our brothers and I have fought plague much worse than you.
what's your game?
Game? Do you wish to play a game? We can play a game. No drinking games, though. I'd always win.
You hear a sound from behind his mask that you think might be a chuckle. And
Unless it's Fenrisian ale, but that might kill you.
I've heard such too.
Tales,
Wolves.
because they are wolves. Yes.
Sugan, what do you expect?
I'm not sure. I am predisposed to the idea that there will be plenty of heretics, but perhaps many people that just need to be saved. We are the last bastion, after all. We are supposed to protect mankind, and I believe such a hefty title falls well upon a brother of the 18th.
Space Marines, certainly.
Have you no traditions? You wear a mask, is that not the tradition?
Practicalities. Also. Our
Oh no,
traditions might be-
practicality's sake.
Our traditions might. There are those monks. They never walk conversation. They're not permitted to. What are you permitted to? What end? Us. Father. I wonder.
Perhaps, if it comes down to it, doing the right thing might not be the popular thing. It may not be the righteous thing either. But it will be the thing that saves my brothers, and more importantly, the entirety of humanity. I'm willing to do terrible, terrible things, and have done terrible things that I do not wish to speak of, because they are not pleasant.
Perhaps we'll see. Solomon.
Likewise, Niall of the Officio Assassinorum.
Melds into the shadow behind.
He just waves like, bye.
I literally got the peace fade emoji. Damn, I love Sue personally.
Yeah, I love Sue.
Antithesis of my character, love him to death.
Protect the children, please.
Oh no.
Except unless they're Eldar, in which case.
Fuck them.
Got a knife!
Knife! At least
Okay.
like my brother.
Yeah, I think unless there's anything else you wanted to do there, Sugan, we'll pivot back on over to.
I was gonna say Dietrich was busy shooting Daxan, if I remember correctly.
Yes, correct.
As you do.
We're gonna shoot.
I probably did that. I'll be right back.
So I got my answer, by the way.
Alright.
The bisectors are of Lionel Johnson. We have a number of gene flaws.
Daxan's going to put the Liber Medicaid down and just gently pull out a simple metal slab to sit on, and gestures to the other side where I imagine there's another simple metal slide-out slab. I imagine this is probably actually for like a norm. This is for an Astartes. This chamber is made for Astartes, or is this a chamber made for like a normal serf? Because if it's a normal serf, that's a table
Yeah.
he's sitting on.
I think they would probably have like on this same little corridor section, like probably the back end of it would be a small medical area specifically for in case they need.
Very fair. So yeah, if that's the case, then that's probably where he's set up shop. So he's gonna just slowly pull out a one of the metal plinths to sit on. Gesture for one for you as well. Very well. If you would be so kind as to detail those basics for me, I would appreciate it. Bear in mind, again, this is a sworn oath between me and you. And he pauses. If it is something that will make it easier, I will gladly trade you my lineage as well.
No need. The bisectors were founded in the Cursed Founding. Our gene seed is unstable. We go through a number of aspirants in implantation, far more than most. and extracting the gene seed is also difficult. Even for our own.
Difficult how, if I might ask? Prone to failure or some sort of mutation to cover the actual gland?
Prone to failure. I admit I'm no apothecarian. I am uncertain.
That's unfortunate.
Dexan, make an apothecary.
Woo! Okay, so that'd be Medicaid. And let's see. So that's, I assume he probably does have enough equipment around. Can we say it counts as him having the Narcethium on?
Sure.
Just for-
I am going to say this, though, is a -30.
-30? Okay, so let's see. So Medicaid, I'm at a base of, I just want to make sure I'm referencing this correctly. Okay, yeah, so I'm trained, so it's that, so -30 plus the Narcethium, which on that, or Narcethium equivalents. There we go. So that's, so it's -30, you said?
Yeah, and then
So I'm
whatever
gonna
modifiers you have.
It shakes out to a collective -10 after all said and done. 2.7 degrees of success.
Nice.
My boy smart.
His gene sire is Lionel Johnson.
Hmm.
And yet he has just expressed that his chapter suffers from a number of flaws.
And
Lionel
Dark Angels
Johnson has one of the
stable
most stable
genes.
genes.
Yep, I had put that together. He's going to maintain a straight face as he takes these notes. And again, these are mostly mental notes, so he's just sitting there. He kind of has like the full-on.
He's pondering.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the welcome to my chambers. Let's talk therapist posture on. So, fun fact: Medicaid are also supposed to be trained to be psychologists as well for their fellow battle brothers. They take care of body image.
I would also add to this, Bucephalix was a Dark Angel, and he was basically a carbon copy of Lionel Johnson. Dietrich looks
You're
nothing
not.
like him.
Nah. I
Which-
can see.
I mean, some gene seed has like the quirk where they kind of all look the same after it's all said and done. Some don't. I don't know how true that is for the Dark Angels, but Dietrich looks nothing like he doesn't look anything like Bucephalix. He doesn't look anything like Lionel Johnson.
Insofar as I remember, almost every gene seed has some form of physical form altering property, whether it makes them look like their Primarch or makes them look like whatever. It's a suite of mutations, and they're uniform.
Yep.
They're not all uniform in application; they vary, but it is a uniform set of modifications that are
Dexan
just
explaining this to
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it's all in character.
talking about that. So as he's
Just nods.
listening to this, just nodding quietly. So, gene seed failure. That's unfortunate. And he's going to stand up and sort of walk to another part of the chamber and slide on the, I imagine like a non-power armor version of the Narcethium, and walk over. Battle Brother, would you be willing to extend your arm for me very quickly?
He extends the good arm.
Yeah. Takes a look at it and just does like a quick little blood prick and retracts it back. Just going to run this for some very simple base data points. Any other kind of mutations you might have. There's no shame in them as he gestures to his own face. You can see that his cheekbones are like basically around here to about mid-temple are crystalline, like with like soft, pale, translucent blue gems.
None that he would speak of. Like, it's like most like he would clarify that like a lot of the mutations and like flaws that they experience have to do with implantation. It just our gene seed just doesn't take very well.
Lots of rejections, lots of failure.
Like an extremely high failure rate.
Okay. So, knowing that, or having heard that,
I mean, like as an aside, he would kind of say like, We seem to have a inconsistent height difference. Some of our brothers are barely larger than baseline humans. Others are like me.
Daxan would nod. I understand that. Implantation isn't always stable, and different battle brothers experience these changes differently. Some chapters don't even rise much in height. As he walks over and puts the narcethium down on the table with the blood sample in it, and you would see like there's a little box that sort of comes up and locks around it. Since I imagine there's a spot in there for just like genetic sampling of anybody, and that shit's secure as hell, especially if it's dealing with Space Marines. He would turn back around and sort of lean against the table. Your chapter, you mentioned a number of gene seed flaws, implementation, failure avoidance, things of that nature. All highly unfortunate. The cursed founding is very, very unfortunately tied to many good brother Marines passing for reasons beyond their control. A sad fate for any Astartes to not die in combat. However, I must admit, you never mentioned albinism before. Sons of the Lion tend to have black, blonde, even brown hair. I have very few accounts of white hair. Not that I mind. It looks rather fetching on you, I will admit. But is this a thing that I should know about? I only ask again. The chemical cocktails I mix on the battlefields have different chiralities, different chemical combinations. They could interact with any number of gene markers you might possess. And the last thing I wish to do is potentially poison you in the midst of battle with a healing salve.
Many have the white hair.
He nods. Well then, Battle Brother, I bid you a good day, and I thank you for your time and your patience. This is a very intimate point of questioning, and one I do not broach very lightly. I want you to know, my chamber doors are always open. If you have any issues, whether they be mutation, alteration, genetic defects, or failures of any kind, please see me. My task is not to judge, nor even to record. It is to treat. Here you are Death Watch. I care not from your chapter of origin, beyond its secrets and your trust.
I appreciate that. I do not know how much I can tell you that will be of use.
He nods. It's funny. The cursed founding of all the foundings is known as cursed for many reasons. As I understand, the Lords of Terra reached a bit beyond their station in some way, employed genetic data from sources less stable than others. As he goes to wash his hands in a nearby sink, uses like a sterilizing foam on them. There are even rumors that they might have uncorked gene fathers or gene seeds that might have been better left closed. However, and he turns to look you in the eye, and you get this feeling like Daxan smiles often, but usually it's kind of like a wry, dry kind of wit. It's not like he's chummy. He's not really like Sugan. He's kind of more like oh, that was funny. I'm gonna laugh at someone's expense or at my own. But he has like no mirth in his face, like flat line for his mouth, and his eyes are joyless as he says this. I cannot inform you as to how. I will tell you. I have met battle brothers of strange stock. And I will tell you this. Most of them are just that. Battle brothers. It is the deeds that make the man. And all the Primarchs were once sung about. I care more for how well you embody the positive traits the Emperor saw in his sons than any of the negatives. Or history. It's 10,000 years. I'm not a fan at what happened, but I see no reason to cast judgment on children, especially not those who do better than their parents.
Dietrich stands up from where he was sitting. And there's I'm gonna make a willpower check if it's alright with you, Derek, to see if I can invoke my Stoic demeanor. Oh, that's a failure.
But you are invoking. You are activating.
So like basically he's trying to like maintain his stoic facade, but it is exactly that. It is a facade. And you hear the like his fists are like his natural fist is like white knuckled clenched into a fist, and you hear the very finely crafted servo motors of his mechanical arm grind as they like literally can't. They're being forced to turn further than they're mechanically able to. And he, with all due respect, Daxan, bonds of brotherhood are forged in battle. And my brothers are dead. And with that, he leaves the room.
As the bulkhead door closes behind Dietrich, Flaxen's warp train all throughout. Helicoprion, do we find you in any Flaxen sound?
For warp translation? No, this is old hat for me. Like there'll be just the glance up, the quick cursory pull up of any data I can through the terminal I'm at about the warp translation, and this is with an easy practiced hand. I was part of the fleet during our journey into the Outer Dark. I know what's up with this. I'm just checking in, make sure everything's running smooth, and then right back to it. The job is more important. I've got data to stow away.
This is the end of the month, so warp translation.
Fantastic.
Let's go!
With that, guys for being.
It was fun.
I made friends with an assassin.
That's going
Against
some
the
distance there. That's friends is doing a lot of work in that sentence.
In Sugan's mind, friends.
Friend.
Friend, everybody.
This is a. It's like that motherfucker killed an entire fucking friend. But friend material.
Meanwhile,
As long as he
Daxon.
doesn't have a knife.
Meanwhile, Daxon and Dietrich. Meanwhile, friend.
It's like
This is my new friend.
No, it's like at the end of the duel, at the start of this journey, friend. At the end of this conversation, not friend.
Yeah.
Not friend.
Friendship with Daxan ended. I'm friends with this other guy now.
I'm friends with Niall now.
Yeah, I'm friends with Niles now.
I'm
No, he's not.
friends with Helicoprion.
I'm friends with Helicopter. Yeah, there
We still don't.
I
have
mean, best you
conversations
got.
sometimes.
We still
Nope.
don't talk sometimes.
Such a good
We
I'm
still
friend.
have
friends with the Emperor now.
Sugan's such a good friend, though.
Oh, he is. He's a good boy.
He's a great guy.